What's up, everybody, and welcome into another edition of the Backliners podcast, Aggro and BaRRaCCuDDa, as per usual. Today, joined by someone that I've wanted on the podcast for a while, but as you can understand, Nika P is a busy man. The people demand Nika streams every night. The man was scrimming during the regular season, taking his practice very seriously, as he always does. Nika, thanks for finally taking the time to.
Pleasure to be here. I've been wanting to be on for a while as well.
Well, maybe you just be on forever and you take my spot. How about that?
Maybe. I mean, we can work that out.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we can. I'm sure that's something that we could work on. What we're gonna do for the very beginning of Season 8, kind of here in the off season of Season 7. Before anybody asks, we're not going to talk about rosters whatsoever. That will continue until rosters are officially announced. You won't get any roster leaks here unless BaRRa messes up, which is a real possibility.
Just don't mention rosters or teams or anything for the rest of this time.
BaRRa, when was the last time you didn't leak a roster before it happened? I feel like you do it almost every single year.
I do, so I don't know.
Maybe when it's all like in a couple weeks, we do like look back at what happened in Roster Apocalypse. Maybe everyone wants to share.
That's what I'm hoping. Side. I think that's what I'm hoping, because I think that this year's Roster Apocalypse was wild enough that everyone's going to be willing to talk about it in official content interviews, and that's what we are planning to do. So it should be interesting.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I hope
a lot
that
of stories.
There are a lot of stories. BaRRa, you know anything about any of those stories?
We should move on as quickly as possible.
I think he knows everything.
Okay. I might start talking and start leaking, so if we could just move on, that'd be great.
It is pretty wild how every single time you press start streaming before rosters are announced, you are rolling the dice. Every single time.
I'm not gonna lie, I barely read my chat today, just so I just have to steer clear of just everything roster related, or I will leak.
Yes.
Yeah.
That seems wise. Okay, so as I've been thinking in my brain about how I want to format these lead up to Season 8 shows with each role, we're going to have a guest on from each role to talk about what they think about their role going into Season 8. Starter items in particular we're going to focus on for sure. But I also want to talk about the map macro with everybody that's applicable to everyone in every role. So I want to start with the global anti-heal debuff, because I don't think that's really gotten quite enough discussion because everyone's been so excited about starter items, and for good reason. Nika, we can start with you. How do you think the global debuff for Antiheal, do you like the direction that the design team took?
Yeah, definitely.
How do you think it's going to impact ranked and pro play?
Well, for example, Guan was kind of like the top pick in solo, right? Ending the season. Because he could just like get CAD shield out of combat, the 240 heal, I think, something like that, on cooldown. Obviously, that's like going to be a lot weaker now. Same with Ra as well, just like... It was kind of Smite on easy mode. You can mess up a team fight. That's fine, guys. We'll reset. They used everything. We'll just full heal. And it's kind of a lame playstyle. I think it kind of makes Smite boring to play. And I think in-combat healing is completely different. I think that's fine and should be in the game, like self-healing as well. So yeah, I think it's definitely a good change. I support it.
BaRRa, we haven't gotten a chance to talk about it yet, as this is our first look forward episode here towards Season 8. What are your thoughts on the global anti-heal?
I think Nika basically just said it perfectly, and well,
that's why he's replacing me on the show.
Exactly. I mean, honestly, we'll replace both of us. We'll just
the Nika show, baby.
I always hate healing metas. I think they're really boring to watch. I think they're really boring to play, and it's just not a fun version of Smite, regardless of kind of the healer that's in the meta. And I think last meta, like, you could play 3 or 4 different healers. I mean, I guess 5 if you're counting Cupid as well. And just healing is just lame. Because you can, like he said, you can mess up a team fight. Or if your team fight doesn't go like if you're against healers, you have to team fight to like 100% of your potential. Because if you let anyone out of the fight, they're just going to back up and heal. And then if you reset, pull the objective, you guys are already weak. You're probably like 50 or 60%. Trying to pull the objective, and they're just healing back up to 100%. And I think any nerf to healing is a good change to Smite, and I will always have that mindset.
Yeah, it's kind of wild to me that like there are just healer mains out there. They just like only play Afro and Hell.
Gross.
I just can't wrap my mind around that being the way I have the most fun playing the game. And I don't know. I mean, power to them. Those characters I do not find particularly fun. I definitely agree that it's the right direction. The one thing that I don't like so far is that I don't like that little debuff bar like icon above my bar.
Yep.
Would you guys? I
think
support
it's fine.
taking it out. You think it should just be there, Nika?
Yeah, you should know because it's like a new thing, right? Brawling.
Yeah.
That's what they class it as.
Yeah.
You kind of need to know when you're in and out, right?
Well, just clarity. Here's what I would say. Just ask yourself: am I brawling right now? And you should be able to answer
I guess that does the job.
You just gotta have that internal check. Maybe I'll get used to it, but just having a buff or a debuff there is a little bit wild. It just like freaks me out sometimes. Maybe like long term it can be taken out like after this year or something like that. But I think I saw someone putting it a smart way, like diminishing returns aren't on your debuff bar, like how many stacks of DR you have from CC. And people kind of learn to play around that. Maybe it's going to be the same sort of thing.
Well, I feel like DR is way harder to, I don't know, like put on a hot bar, right? Compared to just like a 3 second. It's 3 seconds, right?
Yeah, I think it's 3 seconds. Because the way DR works in Smite, well, I guess because there's multiple different types of DR. Like there's slow DR, and then there's root DR, and then there's non-root DR for like hard CC. So things do get kind of wacky, I suppose, in that way. So maybe you're right. Maybe it is kind of different enough. I don't know. DR is weird, but it is important for Smite. If you want to learn more about it, Word of Thoth is the thing to Google. It's got a doc. It's like a doc with all this information on Smite that teaches you how it's coded and all that kind of stuff. Okay. As for the rest of the map, what do you guys think about as the two side laners who have these lesser scorpions in your lanes? What are your initial feelings on the lesser scorpions?
Kinda irrelevant at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if I can get it, I'll get it, but I don't know. On day one, I, like, inted for it, and that's when I realized that it's not worth it. It doesn't do that much. I mean, the healing's decent if you have, like, a lot of lane control, and you're, like, trading well. But Totem's still the place to be.
Well, yeah, because that's helping out the whole crew, right? I mean,
yeah.
The mid laner's not pinging you to get lesser Scorpion. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
maybe
it doesn't do anything for them. So
maybe I could start pinging you for lesser Scorpion. Something to keep in mind. BaRRa, what about in the duo lane? How are you feeling about the lesser Scorpion so far?
I think it'll be more important in competitive play and trying to kind of master, I guess, the new lane and the new lane mechanics. And I don't think like the in-houses or the casuals will kind of show you how impactful it is, but right now it doesn't feel impactful at all. Like, I just walk by it, I kill it in like 2 seconds, then I walk to something else. Like, I haven't found a situation where I really need the healing and I need to sit there and be healed for an extended period of time. And it just feels weird to just be like, okay, I could be rotating around the jungle and like doing things, or I could be sitting here getting healed for like 21 a pop. Like, I don't know. It doesn't feel too impactful.
Do you think it would be bad if they were worth more golden experience? Do you think that would mean that low pressure gods in each of your lanes would just be completely pushed out?
I don't think they should do that.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe it's like a team-wide heal, but that would be kind of OP.
Yeah.
That is still pressure based, I guess. I don't know. Maybe just leave them as it is. It's just like a bonus, right?
Make you feel like, hey, my team's losing, but I've gotten every lesser Scorpion. Like, not on me.
Is it going to be on the spectator?
Yeah, exactly. That Scorpion control is going to be huge over there in this whole lane for sure.
I think maybe have it to where like scales up, like the more Scorpions your team kills, the more they're worth, or something like that. So that way it's not like super impactful in the beginning of the game, and you can kind of like scale it and like it feels.
Yeah, whenever things don't scale well into late game, or like even mid game. Kind of said.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
You want to get value throughout the whole game, pretty much.
Speaking of Scorpions, how about the greater Scorpions, the ones that spawn throughout the jungle?
I think that's cool. I don't know how impactful the upgraded buffs on most of the time, but
I feel like you have the best one.
the
Nika.
blue buff one is nice. Yeah, 20%. I'll take that. I'm not complaining.
I was so excited to get the upgraded speed buff today. Today was the first day I got a chance to play PTS, and all I got was more crowd control reduction. And I was like,
Crazy.
I've been
So many
robbed.
items have that anyway. Like, why do you need it on the buff?
Why can't I be faster, man? I don't know, dude. I want to be
Purple's just more
faster.
attack speed, right? It's pretty good as well.
Purple feels so good when you get
What-
it.
Yeah,
what is it-
Purple
what does
and
it
blue
get?
are good. The other ones suck.
Do you know
30%
the number?
attack speed.
Okay, and it's normally 15, right? So you get double the attack speed.
And then red is just like 7%
Lifesteal, right?
lifesteal.
Lifesteal, yeah.
That's not feeling too great.
I think maybe you should get more of a reward for like stealing, denying their Scorpion, right? I think it brings it to your side, right?
It does,
the
yeah.
moment.
I think it
But,
brings it to your side.
Maybe you should like debuff their next rotation of buffs.
Mm.
That could be big.
That would be cool. Debuffing their buffs. Also, I do really like that you have the opportunity. It works that like if they get a greater Scorpion, and you invade that buff, you get the enhanced version, right?
I think so, yeah. Hopefully.
I thought so.
I think so too.
I haven't really paid attention to
Sure.
Yeah, same.
the buffs I pick up, really.
I think that's cool. I'd be down for less greater Scorpion spawns with more reward for killing them, and even keeping it internal on the buffs, but just making the buffs like nuts once you get a greater Scorpion.
Again,
it's
maybe they should
snowball-y.
just scale like the actual buffs. Like late game, maybe they get like another empowerment of some sort.
Yeah, post like
Like a
20
tier
minutes or something
3.
like that.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'd be cool. I like that idea. That's the thing about this map, is that I think there are so many really cool knobs to turn that we haven't had before. It makes it. I don't know. I'm just so excited to I just want to play. I just want to keep on playing.
Yeah, same. I just can't wait till it's out fully.
I know. Hopefully, like a week and a half, right?
Yeah, it's a week, I think.
It was 26, right?
Oh yeah, it's just over a week.
Yeah, so 9 days from the
nice.
recording of this podcast, so not too bad. All right, let's break down some solo starter items here, Nika. Before we move, we can kind of talk gods and starter items at the same time.
Yeah.
But of the new starter items, of course, you have Death's Toll, you have Warrior's Axe, which is very similar to Old Warrior's Blessing, Bluestone Pendant, and the Warding Sigil. Which ones have felt the best to you so far?
I hate to say it, but Warrior's X feels by far the
Dude,
best.
I've only played against
And
it
it's
once.
not even close.
I haven't played any solo in PTS. I only played against Warrior's Axe once, and we literally spent a full 45 seconds hitting an Achilles, and he lived.
I mean, yeah, it's crazy. It is so overtuned right now. I played a Cthulhu game and had 0 power, full anti-attack speed, and Warrior's X, and I was doing like 300 extra damage on tanks and like 200 on carries just because of the proc, and healing the whole time off of it as well.
Yeah.
That's the big problem.
It is wild. And you're talking about going Sundering Axe as the upgrade, right?
Yeah, Sundering X, yeah.
Which is
I haven't tried Heroes X. That's kind of like a more team focused thing. I'm not about that, you know?
Right, yeah, get me out of that. Yeah, what good does that do me at that point?
If it gave me the shield, then maybe, but
Right.
my teammates, they can figure it out.
BaRRa, the one game I played against Warrior's Axe and Sundering Axe upgrade, I was playing Giannis, so I was never going to be able to kill this guy. Like, I literally could not kill the Achilles. I portaled him, toed him, and he, healed. On God. Have you been able to feel like you can kill those warriors who are going Sundering Axe, or do you think that they've become really tanky to you as well?
All of my PTS games have been pretty fast, and they've also been against soul laners going the Death's Toll Bluestone route or Mannequin Scepter. So I don't think I've played against that yet, but I watched Nika's stream today, and good God,
it was wild, dude.
That item is just...
I don't think anyone wants to try Warrior's X because it just reminds them of Warrior's Blessing, right?
Yeah.
Everyone wants to feel like these Death's Toll Bluestone returns really impactful, but it's starting to feel like only on 1 or 2 gods maybe, and everyone else just is better off with Warrior's X.
Well, I'm sure Sundering Axe in particular will probably get
enough.
What do you think about do you think Warrior's Axe as well is overtuned, or do you think it's just the Sundering Axe?
No, I think it's balanced. I mean, you lose you can lose like a lot of pressure off of it because obviously you have no power to start the game, but you're just like really tanky and they can't bully you out. You have low clear, so you kind of have to go hog as well, which isn't great because you just have to solo blue now. But I haven't had any issues with like straight up losing lane because I have Warriors X and the other guy has like Death Soul or Bluestone, so the trade-off isn't that bad because you actually get like a good upgrade. Whereas I think all the other options, you probably end up selling the starter. Like I actually don't think the upgrade's good enough for solo laner.
Yeah,
maybe Bluestone on Wukong I like because I just go full damage on him anyway.
Right. Yeah, Bluestone is the one that everyone I think was really extra excited about because it opened up a lot more aggressiveness over there in the solo lane. I'll say that in the PTS or in the dev testing that I did leading up to PTS and watching solo laners, Bluestone pendant lanes die really fast. Like you die fast. Really quick on both sides. But that's kind of what solo laners want for the most part.
Yeah,
right?
that's the fun part. It's just if one guy goes Warriors X, he's deciding that lane is not fun anymore. Like we're going back to season 7 pretty much. Like no one will die. Actually, the guy without Warriors X can die because he still takes a lot of damage from everything. But I mean, I for example, I played against a Mannequin Scepter, and his Mannequin Scepter was doing one damage to me when I had Warriors X. It might as well not be there. Like it's so tragic to see, honestly.
Yeah, mannequins was something that Meerkat was telling me a lot about. That he felt like mannequins might be the call
same.
over there.
And then today was a Warriors X kind of day, and I think that's what I'll be going with if it doesn't get changed for now.
Yeah, feels pretty good. BaRRa, I know we'll probably, I don't know how we're gonna do this because we'll have an ADC episode as well, but just to, I feel bad having you just sit there and listen to me pepper Nika with questions. Bluestone, has it felt good enough to play on certain hunters to you, or do you think Gilded Arrow is kind of the way everyone's going for now?
I've tried it on a few hunters, and it doesn't feel that great, or at least it doesn't feel better than like Destful, Hunter's Cowl, and Gilded Arrow. I think all three of those are just insane, and I think Bluestone's good for pressure sometimes, but most of the time, kinda. I wouldn't say lackluster, but I don't like the upgrades of it either for like hunters. I think for other classes is pretty good, but for hunters, I think it's kind of bad.
I agree.
I think the corrupted Bluestone, I mean, whenever you deal damage, you gain attack speed. Like,
ooh, that one's pretty good on Arthur, I think, actually.
Oh, really? Because it builds your energy?
Yeah, I was gaining energy very, very fast. Like, it was kind of OP. But it was in, like, kind of a lost game, so I didn't get the best chance to test it out, but maybe that's an option.
Interesting. That'd be a cool kind of build path for him. All right, before we move on to Mannequin Scepter, because I do want to talk about that one, and Destal, Warding Sigil is next up on the patch notes, so I'm going to talk about that. Have you got this? Is more
I have not played with it yet.
Physical against magical is kind of the way you want to go. I will say in our dev testing, that starter felt really, really good against people trying to go like Chang'e solo and things like that.
Yeah, for sure.
You kind of just body with it. Do you just looking at it? Does it look like something that could be playable?
I think it has the second best upgrades, like for late game. Like both of them are really, really good. Especially the one that it's just like a Pridwin shield, right? It's like 400 damage. Like that's insane. I haven't played with it at all, so I don't know how bad it feels in lane against warriors. But you can probably get away with it. It has damage reduction, so 100 health, you get like 10 damage reduction. That's pretty big. Like Mannequin won't do anything. Bluestone will do pretty much nothing. You just won't have any like trade potential, pretty much. Maybe if you want to get it, you probably have to go like Boots Rush and then get it later on, which is something you can do with a lot of starters, I think, at the moment. But yeah, I haven't played enough with that one. Potentially, it's good though.
So Infuse doesn't have a cooldown on it. It's just you get hit by 5 buttons, and then it explodes, and then
I think it does have a cooldown. Let's see. No way.
That would be so nuts if it didn't have a cooldown.
Okay, if it doesn't have a cooldown, that is OP. Like that's the one you'll be buying.
We're breaking the meta already. Although I hope that would end up.
Yeah, it doesn't have a cooldown. It looks like so.
Okay, that seems pretty good. Maybe in the final few hours of PTS.
Yeah, maybe I get one game in and see how that goes. Imagine like a Cthulhu and his ult, like everyone's hitting you and all of a sudden they take like 800 damage in one fight from it.
Holy cow, that seems really good, guys.
But the other one's pretty good as well. I feel like the damage reduction.
Yeah,
that's what it is, right?
Yeah. Is this? I think the one concern I have for warding Sigil is that it's really good against magical characters, but I don't know how good it is against like guardians in lane. You know, if you're playing Cullen and you're against Sobek, like your brain might go, "Oh, physical against magical, I should get warding Sigil." But I think that kind of misses the point.
Would still be better if you want like a defensive one because it gives you Fizz for minions and health as well. So
right. So it's
warding
really...
Sigil is, I feel like it's kind of your only way of getting it is to skip a starter and get a late game, I think.
Okay, and literally only buy it at level 20.
Yeah, I think
as
so.
The upgraded version. I mean, having a cheap, like, really good item like that as your 6th item is not necessarily a bad
it's
thing.
not bad. It's just whether, like, I haven't tried it personally, but it's just whether you can survive lane with Boots Rush against how good, like, all the other starters are early, pretty much.
Makes sense. How about Death Toll? Have you been Bologna Osiris abusing? How good does it feel?
I mean, I did. It felt really good on Bologna, but I played one lane game with Death Toll against Manic Conceptor Osiris, and it was the most unplayable lane I've ever seen. So ever since that, I have not built Death Toll, and I built Manic Conceptor on any AA god. Death Toll also just upgrades really badly for every role. I think it's just not good items. Like the one on the left just gives you more sustain, but anti-heal, so GG. I think the right one's bugged right now, so something to do with like the way the stacks even go up or something. I have no idea, but that doesn't look too good either. I think you don't really need that much sustain as well from what I've played. Personally, I won't be getting Death Toll, I'm pretty sure, on anyone.
So Mana Conceptor for the aggressive lanes seems
I think
to be
so
the call.
At the moment, yeah.
Is it just I guess it's just like it adds the most damage to your auto attacks and the attack
really
speed
good stats
slow
on it as well.
Yeah, seems pretty good.
I mean, you get damage reduction and Fizz still, like that is, and you insta clear totem and your blues every time. So stuff like that's pretty important, especially level 1. Like you get to push your wave earlier because you're like 10 seconds ahead of him, maybe.
Yeah.
Like depends on the god he's playing. Like. All those little things can give you pretty big advantages and a lot of pressure on like invades.
Yeah, BaRRa, what have I mean? I played against a duo lane. Me and Met were kind of running it down duo today, and we went up against a Hercules Awilix double Mana Conceptor lane.
Oh no!
And
that's some ranked cheese coming up.
Might have gotten first blooded, and second blooded, and third blooded, but after that I was popping off. Let me tell you. What are your thoughts on Mana Conceptor? Because I've seen some ADCs trying it a little bit.
I don't think I've ever built it, and I don't think I've ever seen anyone against me build it. So I don't have much experience.
What about Mannequin Sylvanas? Have you had the pleasure of laning with that?
I saw someone lane against that today. That looked OP. I think it was Death. I think he was playing Wukong into Sylv, and it did not look fun for him.
Man,
yeah, I think that guy popped off was the Sylv solo that game.
Sylv solo, man, it's back. Someone alert. Who are the Sylv solo players? Sam for soccer.
Really.
So no, Sam.
Yeah, I mean, Sam.
Sam's really the one you got to be watching out for when it comes to Sylv solo. That's for sure. He is going to be popping off. Yes, Mana Conceptor feels pretty good to me, I think.
I think maybe the upgrades aren't great for Mana Conceptor for a lot of gods though. Like, unless you're an AA based god, then both are fine. I think.
Right.
What was that? I played Erlang today with the one on the left, which is like 60 burn damage over 2 seconds. That one felt pretty sick.
Yeah.
It was just like 20 numbers on my screen, all like, around 20 and doing like way too much damage.
Hey, Erlang
felt not too bad. Do
you think Erlang is going to be playable in solo again, or do you think he's going to be relegated to jungle?
Yeah, I think so. You just have to play safe in lane and not get ganked, because he sucks like pre-boots, like when he gets ganked. After that, you can actually just kill the jungler. Happened today, like every time a jungler ganked me, I would just 100-0 him, because Erlang just has like dumb damage.
Feels like there's a lot of damage in PTS.
Yeah. Everyone's gonna have to relearn like kill thresholds and knowing when you're safe, because I mean I had it today where like I was like, oh, I'm gonna get soloed if I go on this guy, and then actually I would have killed him, and then I end up dying because of it, and I'm like, wait, what? How does he kill me? Like, it's kind of it is pretty fun, like having to relearn a lot of matchups, kind of. Way more to take into account now.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm always a fan. If I have to choose any meta at all for Smite, from an overarching perspective, I think burst metas are by far the most fun because everyone dying is good. As long as the tanks can also die, I'm in. The problem for
tanks
me
are dying.
Good.
Tanks are dying. Don't worry.
Tanks are not building defense.
Yeah.
Well,
until tanks stop building Warriors Axe, they're dying.
Yeah, dude, Sundering Axe. Like I said, I think I hit this Achilles with 4 unstable vortexes, and he was like still half HP. Like,
yeah, I was playing Tsukiyomi with it, and I just threw caltrops down, and I was getting hit by like 3 people, and I just got healed for like 400.
That would be so fun, dude. That would be so fun.
It's pretty silly.
I just think
I like it though. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, Antiheal is good against it.
Yeah, no one's building Antiheal and PTS as well, so things look like way better than they should be.
Yep.
I think gonna have to wait till everyone starts trying properly.
Anyone who was watching me play on stream earlier, twitch.tv/aggro, by the way, can attest that I was saying, hey, we need Antiheal here, but I'm not going to be building it, so someone else get on that.
Yeah, I mean, Divine sucks, right?
Right, Divine sucks. I'm not building it. Like, please, get over that. I'm not doing it. What was I going to ask? If I had one more thing that I wanted to ask. Oh, no, I had it. All right, Barry, your turn. Go say something, because you're also a host of this podcast. Your turn.
I am?
Yeah.
I've been sitting here. I've been sitting here idly enjoying the
I know, that's why I'm calling on you in my time of need, and I need you to step up and do something here.
Okay, Nika, hunters or mages that can be played on a high level that will be good.
In solo?
Yeah, in solo.
Mages, Chunga's always good. Zhong's probably a lot better because he has like pretty
Zhong
good starter
Vampiric
range,
Shroud is literally the thing that I meant to test today in mid.
Oh.
I think that's going to be legitimately good.
Okay, Heim solo as well. Heim solo was already legit last season. Now it's even better because no one has any defense and everyone's going TP, so you'll be getting him into tower and that's easy kills every time.
Yep.
Mages. What are the mages?
Someone asked you about Hachi today.
Yeah, that was Blugin. I think he was just trolling.
Okay.
Well, Hachi's a support. Like,
wait. Let me open up Smite mages. I just need to think. I mean, Anubis is obviously better because no one has defense. Against Anubis, you'll probably go
Warding Sigil. Yeah, Warding Sigil just I think dumps on like all of these. How about someone in chat asked about Hades? That's a good one.
Hades? Is it possible for him to be bad like in lane?
True.
No.
I mean, he has Vamp Shroud as well now, so it's like even better.
Yeah.
For him, I feel like. So
I
yeah,
love Hades
he's probably just gonna be the same like annoying pressure pick that you can't really deal with. Alquang maybe is good.
Wait, have you played with the animosity stuff in solo? It's animosity.
No, I wanted to try it.
Dude.
You would have to skip boots for it. Starter aim, right? Because it sucks in solo.
I think you built it later.
Yeah, I
think we
built it last time.
I wanted to try that on Emma. That's one of the things I wanted to try, but I never did.
Yeah, that seems
full
pretty
attack
strong.
speed with that would be good.
They need to kill that item. That
Animosity?
like if DS1 reaches
Oh no.
like PTS or if they release that item, like he's literally gonna go Chronos solo, Janus solo.
Oh, he actually
literally
is.
all the split pushing solos, and you can or like, please do not put that item out. Like it's just legitimately stupid.
Yeah, anything that lets you build the way that Animosity lets you build shouldn't. There should be some trade-off, and I just don't think there's enough with Animosity.
Yeah.
But that's what PTS and things like that are for. You know,
Yep.
that's kind of what it's there for. Barrett, great job, buddy, because not only did you buy me
you.
time with an excellent question, but it reminded me of my actual question that I was going to go for, which is, Nico, when Season 8 launches, what do you expect the top of the solo lane tier list to look like? It doesn't have to just be natives and hunters.
Kakolan, Tyr's been pretty dominant in lane, especially.
With Bluestone?
Yeah. Because he doesn't need any defense in lane. He gets it from his 3. You can just put 1 point in there. I think at some point it's pretty good. You obviously have a lot of healing. And
what
soon as you get boots...
Sorry, go ahead.
As soon as you get boots with Tyr and Bluestone, you can 100 to 0 someone.
Were you talking about boots?
Yeah. Every time.
What starter are you going on?
I think it's the same with Arthur as well.
Kakullan.
On who?
Kakullan.
Bluestone, every time.
Bluestone? No mannequin?
No, I tried it and it was so bad, Mannequin. Like, it was so bad. I was. This was like one game after I was convinced the Mannequin's broken, and then I'm like, yeah, if I just had Bluestone, I probably would have had like 10 more kills and one lane way harder.
Yep.
Does it proc
I think
two?
Bluestone, yeah, it's
Or
just
just like
yeah.
one proc.
Yeah, you'll get one proc from it.
Okay.
I think I haven't tried her, but honestly, Nike with Bluestone might be pretty sick as well.
Yeah, I can see that.
So Wukong as well. I feel like Wukong's sick. All of his hybrid items got buffed. He has like 60 power and Ansile. Shifters is way better. Like I won't even be getting Glads anymore. I'll just get Shifters every time.
Really?
And then upgraded Bluestone as well. Like you do so much damage, and you're still pretty much impossible to kill off of 1cc because it beats an ult. So
yeah.
And he's got a really strong laning phase because of his passive change as well. So I think he might be one of the best. I don't really see a weakness to him.
It's gonna be a hybrid kill soul lane meta.
Yeah, that's what I think. I feel like if your soul laner doesn't do a lot of damage, you might struggle. Unless they're a Guardian. Guardians are different.
Yeah,
or maybe some like anti-attack speed builds. That's what I was messing around with today.
Bluestone
if hunters
Vamana?
complain about thorns, like, you know, killing them, you just make it so they can't attack you in the first place. So we'll see what they complain about then, you know?
Get ready for that.
I watched. He built Cthulhu with Witchblade Midgardian, and the Freya like shot
And
once,
horrific,
and then,
by the way.
and the Freya shot once, and it was like a second and a half, and then she shot.
Yeah,
again.
it was kind of rough to watch.
This is stupid, bro.
That's awesome. I love it. Someone in chat also brought up Tainted Steel. We didn't get a chance to talk about that. That's the Antiheal
that's an
starter
interesting
item.
one.
Oh, yeah.
Do you see any applications for that?
I think that's a sub item exclusively. The upgrade where you like the healing reduced, you steal it. I feel like that will work really well with his passive as well. Like if they don't have anti-heal, you're probably getting a lot of health every fight if they have like a consistent healer.
Yeah.
And I think it's just better on Guardians in general because they need that like base. Their base stat is way better. They need power way less to clear as well. I think for warriors it's not great. It doesn't give you like that useful of a passive in most lanes because there's not many healers in solos, like especially.
Right.
Could you buy like against like a tier or something like that? Or
Maybe, but I feel like it doesn't make that big of a deal against a tier anyway, right? Like he'll probably just outclear you anyway, and he'll have more healing than you still, unless you're like a specific pick. So
right.
I'm not sure if it's too worth investing into that. Maybe it's another one where you can like skip your start to get a late game if it looks good.
I mean, it's the cheapest on-demand anti-heal, right? Like if you're grouping.
Yeah, it has like really high magic D as well.
Yeah.
It pretty much covers your whole magic D in one item, so that's never bad.
Yeah. Something to watch out for sure.
I think also what's it called? Leather Cowl. I think that has some potential in solo on like Amy and Bologna maybe.
Really? Just
definitely
the attack
Amy.
speed.
Yeah. You get attack speed and lifesteal as well, so you're gonna have some sustained kind of like death stall. Obviously, you have no health from it, but I think it has good upgrades for someone like Emma especially.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I mean, it has the
I think that's probably the
or
coolest blessing design wise.
the leather cowl. Yeah, being either alone or near an ally.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, very cool direction to take a starter item. Another suggestion that I saw in chat was Artio with Vamp Shroud. That feels like something that could probably...
Yeah, that's probably really good.
Yeah,
that sounds great.
You could probably brawl pretty well with that.
Yeah, and I feel like if you ever get Vamp Shroud on a Guardian, you'll probably end up selling it for sure, because the upgrades aren't very useful.
Right.
Other than on, like, Cabra. I did one Cabra game where I got the one where you Sacrificial Shroud, I think it is. Yeah, deal 15% more damage, but costs you 5% of your health. That was making a pretty big difference on Cabra.
You didn't feel like you were killing yourself?
No, especially because you only lose the health. Like on S3, for example, like you're just doing 15% more damage until you cancel it. So,
right, that's a good point.
For example, like that's a lot of potential damage if you get a good 3-off.
I feel
like you're always healing back up anyway, like the damage you take on a god like that. So
yeah, I think you need. I remember trying that item initially in dev, I was playing Vamp Shroud Thoth, and I on purpose built 0 lifesteal and built Sacrificial Shroud just to see if that sustain built in would be enough. And I absolutely killed myself in one team fight. Like it just
I think it's good on like all-in gods who just like rely on just like one rotation to kill someone. Like
Dude.
it definitely helped with Cabra when I played it.
Hades, like you blink in, poly auto 2-3 them.
It would be good on Hades because it's only gonna your ult's just gonna do 15% more damage for 5% of your health like each tick, right? So
right, yeah, that would definitely.
That works out as pretty big for him, I think.
That would definitely feel good. Before we wrap up, I do think, by the way, for chat and for our listeners and everything, I think with the nature of these podcasts being a little bit more hyper focused, I don't think they're going to go quite as long. But because we're trying to stick to our guests' expertise, I mean, Nika, he's a multi-role superstar. We could talk any role with him, I'm sure. But,
sure.
We don't want to expose him quite yet. To that, so we're gonna keep him to the solo lane here.
I mean, I've had some big ADC games in PTS. That roll's OP. That's what I'm gonna say.
He soloed Jake on his Smurf.
Ooh.
So.
Why are you leaking that?
Wow.
The hell?
You said it on stream.
Yeah, but you didn't have to say it on this one.
Yeah,
Sorry.
they might not overlap entirely. That's
Forget
tough.
that,
Okay, wait. Did I say everyone complaining about how weak ADC is on PTS? Because I think they're trolling.
I could not believe it. I'm telling you, they just don't know what to build.
It has to be
I think they're all building XC like only for pen maybe, and surprised at how XC works. Like I see people like, yeah, I hit this guy like 10 times. Well, yeah, like you kind of have to stack up XC first, and then it finally does something.
Right.
Like dominance is so OP. Like being able to have that 10% extra pen on your AA is like pretty dumb, I think, with crit builds.
You going dominance in your builds right now, BaRRa, or what?
I've built it a few times. It feels weird to fit in sometimes if I'm like a low attack speed build, or depending on my starter, it's like kind of weird. Because like sometimes I'd rather just go like XE, Kins, and like Oboe, and then if I'm fitting dominance in there, it feels a little weird. I think it's a good item. I'm just not sure exactly what build to fit in to, but I think it's like I would say like an A tier item. I think
crit's just the way to go at the moment. I feel like it's the easiest way to get your pen, and have like good attack speed as well, kind of with the dominance.
Do you think that Thorn's nerf was impactful? Have you been dissuaded from it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess also if TP's back, then it definitely affects the way you think. Like whether Thorns or Blink is more valuable. I'll always think Blink's more valuable. If you like, who cares if you have Thorns if you can't get to anyone in the fight, right?
Right.
It's like the way I look at it.
Yeah.
Obviously, like this new support item as well is really dumb. The one that just splits 120 prots.
Oh yeah, that's real good.
My Thorns is doing no damage because if carries can't build defense, the support will do it for them. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of Thorns right now. I haven't had any impact with it. I kind of just prefer going greedy relics and building more damage. I think it's a better trade-off.
Yeah. What? Talking about TP being back. Obviously a product of a bigger map, but also be more damage being in solo lane. I'm guessing. Do you think?
Yeah, I think I actually don't really see the map thing that much. I think it's more that like in comp, especially if you play as a team well around blues and you have that TP advantage of like being able to back for power spikes and invade off of it. I think that's what makes it worth it. Or just like. Or it's the other way as well. If you're getting like pressured really hard and you can like back quickly and get back in time for a fight or blue. I still think double relic's just better. I don't think it's that big of a deal being able to get back to lane most of the time. If you just time your backs well, pretty much the same as last year. I haven't had many situations where being able to TP somewhere else has like been better than having like blink beads late game, you know?
Yeah, I wonder if a scaling cooldown buff on upgraded TP would put it more in meta. Like,
maybe, yeah.
You know,
just a bit more playmaking ability with it would be nice.
Right.
Like on the upgraded one, maybe.
Yeah, something like that. Because I think TP. A lot of people think TP is kind of like Resident Sleeper or whatever, but
there's potential for some big plays with TP.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen enough, you know.
Yeah, people got to think a little bit more outside the box. with their teleports. You know, it's not
Yeah,
just
I agree.
for getting back to lane. It's for defending Fire Giants with Jean Kui season 2.
Yeah, like for example, like even the games I've been going TP, I don't just TP to lane necessarily. I just hold it sometimes, and maybe it's like, oh, I'll clear this wave. I can just TP to duo now, you know. TP to tier 2 gank duo lane.
Yeah,
Like that's the type of stuff you can do, I think, really easily.
yeah.
Yeah, that's really
Instead
fun.
of just going straight to lane. Yeah, it's unlucky
Yeah.
for you, I'd say.
Yeah.
But
You just buy
That's
TP
fine.
yourself, Barra. You realize it's happening. You
Just
TP
TP
over to
yeah,
solo lane.
you put a ward by the tier 2.
Uh-huh.
As soon as you see me, you TP to your tower,
Right.
and you'll be fine.
And you're
I can't get to you in time.
and you're out.
I actually thought that the upgraded TP had a cooldown reduction. I didn't know it was still 200. I thought it was like 180 or like 160.
I
I
thought
think
it did
200
too.
seconds is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I think like per level cooldown on that would make it probably only on the upgrade, though. Then it's like some weird stuff on timing of upgrading it and that kind of stuff. But I don't know. It could probably be like maybe 2 minutes is slightly too short, but you do like 150 seconds at level 20, and
Yeah, that would feel better for sure.
definitely feel a little bit better. All right, so it's time for our question of the week, but I didn't really think of one. Anything on your
We're all on the spot. Oh my god.
Anything on your minds, fellas? Just something you were thinking about recently. I was thinking about sandwiches, but we've already done that. I was also
Not
thinking about
really.
how Italian dressing is the most underrated like condiment for sure.
Wait, is it gonna be food related? There was a good question in chat.
Oh, okay,
earlier.
go ahead. Do you remember what it was?
If you could take the skills of any SPL player who has ever played, whose skills would you add to your own?
Oh, for me, I would just take Yaman's because then I'd be the GOAT.
His whole like kit, like
Just
on
take
every.
Yaman.
Yeah, I would
Every
just
part, you
Space
just become
Jam.
him.
I would just Space Jam Yaman, like the aliens from Space Jam. Nika, do you understand that reference? You've seen Space Jam, right?
Yeah, but I was really young when I watched this, so don't
Give
have
it a
the best
rewatch,
memory
man.
of it.
Give it a rewatch. It's really good. It's a classic. Barra, when was the
Yeah,
last
I
time
mean,
you
I
watched
don't doubt
Space
that.
Jam?
When was the last time I watched Space Jam?
Yeah.
Probably when I was like 5 or 6. I did watch it when I was like a teenager, but I don't remember it at all. So I think I would have to say like 5 or 6.
Well, I assume that you were of sound mind while you were watching it as a teenager, Barra. Nothing was
Of course.
going on. Okay,
Yeah.
just making sure. That would be
As
that'd
a
be
teenager,
concern
you're
to me.
always completely focused on the movie that's always playing.
Right.
Facts.
All right, thank goodness. I
Regardless
was
of the
a little bit
situation.
worried. Okay, so here's some homework for both of you guys. Go and watch Space Jam. And before I'm asked, I have absolutely watched Space Jam in the last calendar year. I will watch Space Jam before 2021 is over. I love Space Jam.
Okay.
To my
I'll
very
watch it.
core. Yeah, I think you guys are going to really enjoy it.
I promise. There you go.
There you go. That's what I wanted to hear. Nika, a big fan of I Think You Should Leave, the funniest show that's ever existed.
Oh my god.
Barra,
I
have
wanna
you watched
rewatch it
that yet?
again.
Dude,
Have I?
Barra, you've got to watch. I think you're going
need
to think.
watch
Was
it.
that the show you told me to watch? Then I watched it and I was like, this is not.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I did
No
make him watch it. Yeah, him
way.
and Destiny
Yeah.
both hated it, Nika.
Okay.
That is messed up. That is so good.
Destiny hated it more than I did, and I think there was like 2 or 3 redeeming skits that I had to chuckle at. But outside of that,
Really? I was like
fine.
breaking down at some of them. Really.
It shattered
so-
my brain.
So Aggro and the boys made me watch it with them, and then we finished all of it pretty much, and then I rewatched it the same night on my own because I thought it was that good.
Dude.
And then I showed Dada, like me, Daughters, and Vote watched it all the way through as well. They liked it.
We're talking about I
that's
Think You Should
classic.
Leave on Netflix, the world's funniest sketch show. And Nika, the reason I brought it up is because I recently rewatched. There's a show on Netflix that's a little bit older called The Characters, where a bunch of comedians come in and do sketch, like one episode of sketches. And Tim Robinson has one, and it is literally just another episode of I Think You Should Leave.
Oh yeah, I'll
And
check that out.
It's hilarious. So you got to be watching that. Oh yeah, you guys didn't answer whose Smite skills you would Space Jam style absorb into your own game.
Season 2, I'm Little Kronos. Or 3, whatever it was.
That was season 3. He got the skin, but he was kind of doing it season 2 as well. To be fair.
Yeah.
Probably just Benji Kakolin.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something you always want in your arsenal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay.
That's a
I feel like I kind
dominant
of
player, good
cheated.
combo.
I think I kind of cheated, I guess, because you guys had very good answers.
Thank you.
I would say Hurry's Giannis. That's I want to be able to.
It's a good one.
To see the map in slow motion. like Hurry does. I think whenever I think of Hurry playing Giannis, I think of that gif of Zach Galifianakis from The Hangover where he's like doing all the math. Like that's what Hurry's doing whenever he watches the jungler like walk to speed and he knows he can snipe him with an ult. Like that's what Hurry's doing in his head. He's just the GOAT, to be honest. That's all there is to it.
He's sick.
Just too good at it. All right, thank you everybody for tuning in. Make sure you're giving us a follow and a rating, and it's a good rating, or else we're gonna be mad. But thanks, Nika. Twitch.tv/Aggro. Thank you, BaRRA. That's where you take all your Twitch Prime subs. If you already subbed to me, then you are allowed to sub to Nika, which is twitch.tv/Nika. And if you're subbed to both me and Nika, you're allowed to go sub to BaRRA.
Thank you.
But only then. So make sure you guys are doing that. We'll see you next week for another episode of the Backliners with someone else talking about their Season 8 role. Thanks for coming, everybody. Bye. Wait, no. Sorry, BaRRA. Nika, you did a good job. No, Nika did a good job. No, BaRRA, your turn. Go ahead.
What am I meant to do?
No, we do nothing. BaRRA says, bye. Kind of like that.
Oh, you want to do like, bye?
No, do a real one, BaRRA. Don't just phone it in.
You.
Yeah, I know. What? I was doing a bad impression. Go ahead.
Dude, I just did it.
BaRRA said say bye. We have to close the show, man. BaRRA, say bye.
I just did it. Bro.
You expect me to just go to the screen like this, and all of a sudden, okay, no, here, we're back. Come on, say bye.
What?
Say bye.
I already said
it was
bye.
a bad effort. I want a better... You're going to send Nika out like that.
You were mocking me by saying bye,
so
I
just say bye, dude.
Dude, we're all so sick of you not saying bye, BaRRA.
I literally said bye.
Just say it again.
I already said it.
One more time.
Twice.
Do the thing. I normally say, just do the thing.
Dude, you can't. Because now I'm feeling pressured.
Oh,
to say bye? It doesn't work.
Yeah, Nika, last time BaRRA felt pressure saying bye, it got ugly, okay? It got ugly. Okay.
It was awful.
One for the road, though, Barry?
I already gave you one.
Okay.
It was literally for free.
This is the most unsatisfactory ending of a podcast ever.
Dude, I gave it to you.
Bye. Wow, BaRRA, thanks for the bye. Great work, man.
Bye.